20-10 Tigers. Let's go, baby. Tiger fans, what's going on? We're doing it improv because it was a beautiful game, wasn't it? I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. Wow, 20-10 LSU against the Florida Gators. It couldn't happen to a better team. I mean, you saw everything going on social media before the game. I mean, you wanted to strap it on and get it on yourself. Throw on a helmet and some shoulder pads. I mean, look, Florida put on a great show. Don't get me wrong. But, there's nothing better than beating the Gators and seeing the Tiger fans doing the Gator chomp and, us getting it on Boot Crew Media. Shout out to Jake and Benji and, Seth. They've been doing great work all day. Justin, Lala. What an incredible team here at Boot Crew Media. I'm just here just to say hi. But, look, let's take it serious in the sense that Defensive Back University is back. Deshaun Spears, welcome to college football. 2 interceptions, 1 pick six. You could see that coming. You could just see it just from the moment that he stepped on campus. Basically a borderline 5-star coming out, high 4-star, top 5 safety, 6'2", 210, just all the measurables, just the kind of guy you're looking for. Grant Delpit, a LaRon Landry, just in the mold that we're used to. It's good to see that back, but it's just he wasn't doing anything more than just reading the ball and just being an athlete. And he did that extraordinarily great tonight. And it's good to see him doing what he needs to do because, we had A.J. Halsey, the problem at, Clemson, Tamarcus Cooley. What a game he had. He was kind of all over the place. But at the same time, is it not fun to have somebody like that, just a badass, just fucking just willing to do whatever? And he's with his brothers, and so that's what's fun. It's to see him and Halsey particularly together, and you can see Deshaun Spears kind of taking off of that, and so that's exciting to see. That kind of fed into DJ Pickett. Welcome to DBU, DJ. That was pretty extraordinary. So. We've got him. We've got the safeties are loaded. You didn't hear much about Mansour Delane tonight because he wasn't throwing a lot, but you did hear about him because when it was thrown his way, it was incomplete, and he was making just a baller play. And he's locked down. He's going to make a lot of money on Sundays, and we're just happy he's here. And so kind of a chaotic start to the game. Weeks just thrown out basically within 2 minutes of the game. It just almost feels like, what else do you expect? The Tigers, they rallied around, their brothers, and Blake Baker, he's got a lot in his toolbox. And so, he's got a lot of weeks in his toolbox too. So, Wes gets hurt, and I don't know if it's serious. I would think that it could be maybe a sprain, just the way that he was on the sidelines at the end of the game. He wasn't in the 10 or anything like that. So he may need a little bit of rest. It doesn't look like anything serious, but it looked like a tear. So they throw in Zach Weeks. Isn't that amazing? You have 3 Weeks brothers, and he came in, didn't miss a beat. He looked awesome out there. And if you were looking for him specifically, you're like, holy shit, that guy's making plays. He is physical, and he's tall. He's strong. Man, oh, man. I know, Wes is going to graduate. He'll play pro ball. Witt's going to go pro, most likely. But Zach's going to be here next year. I mean, he looks like he could be the best out of all of them, which is just amazing to think about. But, look, the Tiger defense is playing championship defense. And thankfully for that, because the offense is not looking great. And we're playing a good team. Look, Florida is one of those teams where it's a rivalry game, whether Tiger fans want to admit it or not, but it's a huge rivalry game. It's been nasty for 30 years, particularly when Spurrier got it going. And then Saban came on, and it's been the most beautiful part of Southeastern Conference football. These two teams playing together. I mean, what's the record? 33-4. And so now it's 34-33 and 3. I mean, it's just crazy. Both teams are loaded every year, whether they're having a good year or not. DJ Lagway, he's really, really good. And LSU, they knew that he was the one that they had to stop tonight. And so they did everything that they could. I'd say 5 interceptions was pretty good, but DJ gave you hell too. He's kind of one of those guys where, maybe give him LSU's receivers, and I'd like to see what he could do, because he's a hell of a thrower of the football. He's going to make a lot of money in the National Football League. So it's just kind of one of those games. The Gators, they just kind of pounded you. LSU kind of kept making you scratch your head, what's going on? But Nuss, he'd make a throw. It was Bauer Sharp. Caden Durham, he'd hit a run, or he had a screen. And then obviously just beautiful over the middle throwing of the football to Aaron Anderson and Xavier Thomas. Particularly Xavier Thomas. What can you say about that guy? I mean, he just plays every position, and he plays it. He's like the best. I wouldn't be surprised if he'd be the best quarterback out there, kind of like high school style. But he is just a dynamic with the football in his hands. Aaron Anderson seems to be the guy that Garrett goes for on specifically third downs, but particularly huge get 'em moments. And then Varian Brown, I mean, how fun is he to watch? Because, he could break something at any moment. He's obviously the special teams guy, particularly on kick returns. He wants to take it back any moment. And Xavier Thomas, he's the punt returner. He wants to take it back any moment. That's what you want LSU, specialists to look like. We're not looking to just take it in, fair catch it. No, that's not LSU. We got to figure out some things on the offensive line. Weston Davis, he struggled a little bit. He had some penalties. That holding call, that was a big stop. That was a big momentum shift. We were getting a first down. Still don't like what's going on at left guard. Tyree Adams, he's going to be fine. I like Tyree a lot. But, he struggled a little bit too. And so it's just kind of one of those things where we're figuring our way out, but we're winning in the process. And that's the most beautiful thing, is that when you can win and learn at the same time, that's the best thing that you can do. Because I guarantee you Brian Kelly's in that locker room tonight, basically telling the team that we lost tonight, but we didn't lose tonight. LSU did not lose tonight. And so they won by 10. That's a pretty good thing. And so when you're able to learn from a win, it makes it a little bit easier. But I think the Tigers understand now that they're not invincible. And I think everybody's been telling them that all offseason, certainly in the beginning of the season, after the win against Clemson, that, y'all are the best, but you're not. And so you got a long way to go. Clemson losing today. So LSU's got to start 0-0. And so their philosophy right now is 1-0. They really need to focus on that because, it can't be a lot of bullshit. It's got to be 1-0 every week. And so this was a good win. I mean, you wake up tomorrow morning, you see 20-10 over Florida. It's a good win. But if you watch the game, it could have been more. But, at the same time, it's a very difficult game. You got to take what you can get. LSU 3-0, number 3 in the country, going to continue to be number 3 in the country. Georgia got the win today. So, they could be back and forth 3-4. It's very exciting. But, as you move forward into the second half, honestly, Florida, they just kept going for it. But Deshaun Spears, he had other ideas. I mean, what a talented 5-star safety from Louisiana. He gives you those Eric Reed, those LaRon Landry, those safety vibes. Grant Delpit, he was originally born in Louisiana, so he's there, and so you add that with an AJ Halsey interception, to Marcus Cooley interception. So, that's a safety. I mean, all of a sudden you go from one of your weakest spots last year to arguably one of your strongest. And, honestly, AJ Halsey to Marcus Cooley and now Deshaun Spears. And, you factor that in. Jordan Gilbert is playing very, very nice football. I don't think a lot of credit is given to Jordan. I know he took a lot of heat last year coming over from Texas A&M and choosing LSU over. Choosing Texas A&M over LSU, and then last year he comes over and he struggles. But it seems like he's healthy and he's moving around. He's playing physical, fast football, and so you got 4. And all of a sudden you got 4 safeties that are high quality SEC caliber, and so that's going to make quarterbacks think twice about it. So as you move forward, you keep playing the Lenoir Sellers. You keep playing the Simmons at Ole Miss. You play the Simpson at Alabama. You play the Mateer at Oklahoma. They're going to think twice about throwing it over the middle against LSU, and that wasn't necessarily something that you did last year or even the last 3 years. LSU had a nice secondary in 2022, but it was awful in 2023 and awful in 2024. And so that's why you go big in the portal. That's why you get a Cooley. That's why you get a Halsey. And LSU is looking fantastic right now. 20-10 over the Florida Gators. 1-0 in the SEC. I know everybody's a little concerned about that loss Clemson had today, but look, that's why you got to show up every Saturday. Clemson is still a hell of a football team. They could run off 9 in a row right now, make the playoff, and nobody would even blink twice. So, look, LSU, as great as this win is, they didn't look great. So, we could all say that. And so they're going to be playing some very good team. They're going to have to play better than they did tonight to win those games. They won a lot because they were in Death Valley. Death Valley's a special place. I don't think people give it enough credit. It's amazing because all everybody talks about is how amazing Death Valley is, but people really don't give enough credit to what that is. I know Vegas likes to give you 3 at home, but at Death Valley, it should be a 7. It's electric. It's so much fun, and even people that are there that have never been there, they say, I don't know what to do. And even people that have been there and be like, I don't know what to do. So look, bottom line, 20-10 LSU Tigers. I'm just in love with Xavier Thomas and Aaron Anderson. That's a massive, massive duo. It's not quite Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, but Garrett Nussmeier definitely has a security blanket. I think you could tell that there was a difference with Trades Green out today. He's just a matchup nightmare, but even when he's out there and he's not getting the football, you have to account for him. And so that's going to take somebody off of somebody else that's really going to make a play. I'd love to see Nick Anderson make a little more noise. You could tell he's almost there. Look, LSU at this point 3-0. If they want to keep going where they want to go, I mean, we've got 12 more games left. I mean, so just kind of take it one game at a time. I'm still a big Carius Kern fan. I'd love to see him out there. I know Brian Kelly said that he's a tackle, but there's something missing in the interior of the offensive line. I like Josh Thompson. Obviously, you cannot love Braylon Moore more. He's great. He's cohesive. He keeps everything together. That's our guy. I mean, that's our Ben Wilkerson, our Brett Helms, Lloyd Cushenberry. Rudy Niswanger, right? I mean, just absolutely a stud, all SEC kind of center. We need him, but we need the tackles. I mean, the guards on the side of him. And so at this point, if it's just going to be everything all even, I want the big physical 6'6", 340 guy on there. Paul Mavinga, he's nice. Cohen Eccles, he's nice. But they're not 6'6", 340. And Carius Kern is, and I think he can make a difference like Emory Jones did when he moved over to right tackle his freshman year in 2022, started against Mississippi State, and he never looked back. I want to see that with Carius Kern because I feel like a Braylon Moore could mold him. Just tell him what to do. Just tell the big dog where to go. He's going to do it. I want to see Carius Kern play more football because if you start playing more football like that, that means that the Tigers are serious about where they're going, and LSU should be playing for a national championship this year. There's no question about it because I don't see a lot of look, I mean, the entire schedule is going to be tough. Bama is not necessarily what it used to be, but it's still Bama. Lenora Sellers, you're going to have Texas A&M, you're going to have Ole Miss, you're going to have Oklahoma at the end of the year. So LSU is going to have to earn it. There's no question about it. But I'm just saying that this falsehood that the SEC is not what it used to be is not true. I don't think it's been stronger in quite some time. Maybe it's not necessarily as top heavy in the sense that you've had with Alabama and Georgia, when they were at their peak, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I think Georgia is as loaded as they've ever been. I mean, they have 5 stars everywhere. So it's just a matter of execution. And I think LSU is in a spot right now where they're as loaded as anyone in this conference this year, particularly because of what they did in the transfer portal. You're not going to invest in the transfer portal every year like LSU did. And so right now it's paid off, but let's see moving forward. But when you see what guys like Gooden and Cooley and Halsey and, Patrick Payton and Josh Thompson and Braylon Moore, and it's obviously been an investment well worth it. And so, so look, here we are. We could talk about this all day, but I mean, basically, final score 20-10, LSU over Florida. I hope LSU and Florida continue to play each year because it's just a gauntlet. They both do not like each other. A lot of trash talking, and that's what makes great college football, any kind of football. But you just kind of go through it. And Nussmeier, he made some throws, but he would tell you that he needs a couple throws back. And Durham, he was able to run the football a little bit, but a lot was left to be desired by the LSU offensive line and the LSU running game. And so we'll continue to do that, but the defense was spectacular. And that was even with Whit Weeks out, and hopefully West Weeks, his injury's not too bad. I mean, it looked like it could have been an ACL. Hopefully it's just a sprain or something, but it didn't look good. They threw in the third Weeks brothers in there, Zach, and I mean he looks pretty good too. So I hope they have like 2 or 3 more in there, and they just keep sending them to LSU because they are spectacular. They're smart. They run at the football. They're athletic, and boy, are they violent at the point of attack. And so, so just moving forward, 20-10, a great game by the Tigers in terms of the final score, but they would say that they could do a lot better. But Florida left a lot on the field too, and so just kind of in the SEC, when you're playing a rivalry game like this, you take what you can get. You move forward. LSU kind of is just going to take it one week at a time. Not as big next week, but then South Carolina's coming into town. Florida, they move forward, and we'll see what happens with Billy. But I think Billy's a very talented coach. Whether it's Florida or whether it's somewhere else, he's not going to be unemployed for long. But I do think that he could be very successful at Florida. But it just matters if they have the patience to give him that time. And basically, in this day and age, nobody has any patience for any time. So we'll see. Like I said, final score 20-10 LSU. You've been looking at Louisiana Boot Crew Media. We're going to have some more for you throughout the week as we preview the Tigers next week and throughout this season, because it's definitely going to be special. We got a lot of Saints stuff coming for you tomorrow as well. I know not everybody's a Saints fan, but if you are, looks like we could get a W tomorrow. So that's exciting too. But for now, I'll keep it at LSU. Nussmeier, nice night. Got to clean it up a little bit. Caden Durham, he looks tough. Got to keep it. Got to love Savion and Aaron Anderson. Offensive line still needs a little bit of work. Defense, I'm not saying anything about it because it's spectacular. So it's been a long time since LSU has had a defense like this. So I don't want to jinx it. So let's keep it the way we are. Final score 20, LSU 10, Florida. For now, keep everything to Boot Crew Media, but also the Tigers.